Hello people, it's your boy Usmaan back again with another video. As always, make sure if you're tuning in, you get your comments in, okay? So as you can see from the title, Jadon Sancho agrees personal terms, but what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Does that mean he's coming to Man United? Or is it just another bit of waffle that we knew from Romano? We will be going through all of the news regarding, obviously, Sancho, as well as discussing a couple of things regarding other players currently at the club. And just giving our thoughts, really. As always, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. With roughly about 74% of you that are watching this video are not subscribed to the channel. It's completely free to subscribe.
It's very high.
It's completely free. That's almost 3 out of 4 of our views, which is crazy. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be very real with you guys. We would really appreciate if you subscribe because we want to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a big milestone for us on the channel. As always, we upload daily content for you guys, for your support. We really do appreciate it. And in return, we are also doing a shirt giveaway. The link is in the description. Completely free to enter. You don't need to do anything. All you're going to do is hit the link. It'll send you to the video and it'll explain exactly how you enter that. Anyways, I'm joined here by my brother. Hence it's called Brothers United Podcast. How you doing?
Great as usual. It's always good to come on.
Yeah, I could imagine. Right, okay, let's get into it because I know all of you guys are going to be wondering. Romano just actually tweeted as we've gone live, hence why we're a bit late. I just want to double check everything. A lot of people are sending messages on the WhatsApp group and obviously tweeting, apparently we put in a bid, apparently we haven't put in a bid. But what we do need to know for sure is that the personal terms have been agreed with Man United and the agent and obviously Sancho. It seems like that stumbling block has we've got over that obstacle, so to speak. We did have Phil Brown on yesterday. He said that was one of the stumbling blocks. And also Rob Blanchett, who was on the weekend, he said the exact same thing. So there has been something there. What are your thoughts, first and foremost, hearing that personal terms of for Sancho have been agreed? Do you think that it changes anything for the transfer at all?
No, I mean, I thought, going back a month or so that they were agreed anyway. So I don't know if it's like if we put a bid in or something. Maybe this is the first time we actually put an official bid in. So I don't know why they've done that again. I mean, I don't know. Actually, no one really knows. Everyone's guessworking everything. But personally, I thought the deal would be done anyway in this week. I don't have any sources. Don't worry about that. No sources. It's just a feeling. I think it needs to be done, or the next week, the latest, and that. So I'm quite confident. I think it'll be done. I think this is probably the first time we've actually put a bid in, and I don't know, maybe the words got out, kind of thing. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So regarding the bids, again, like I said, we were slightly late. I do apologize, but I just want to double check and fact check, so to speak, some of these tweets if they're from credible sort of sources, so to speak. And I'm gonna read out. I'm gonna quote a tweet that I've just seen from few credible people. Basically, Man United put in a bid for 90 million. With a 18 million add-ons or something along those lines. Romano has actually just come out and not dismissed that bid, but also kind of said that that bid was made a while back in August. Obviously, as we know, we're in 9th of September now, so that was quite a while back. For me personally, I think it stays exactly the same. At the end of the day, we just got to put the money down in terms of 120 million. I've been very consistent in terms of this transfer. I've said from the start that it's not going to be an issue, basically based on what Romano has been saying, but it's not going to be an issue with the player himself. It's quite evident he wants to come back to the Premier League. Man United are the only club are interested in him, really. He's happy to come to Manchester United, of course. He's got good friends here as well. And it was just a matter of us paying the money. I feel like we have just tried our best to somehow, in terms of force Dortmund's hand into reducing the money at every given opportunity with all these sort of media ploys in terms of putting the articles out, so to speak, and just trying to get a briefing, so to speak, should I say, and just trying to get them to reduce the cost. We have got a comment here from Akil. No bid yet. Personal terms agreed. English media confirmed what Fabrizio has been saying for a month. Maybe a bid is close. Right. So obviously he said that they're basically kind of echoing what you said in terms after bid was a while back. Why do you think the English media is starting to report it now, though? Do you think there's any? Do you think it's just a matter of them just latching onto the story? They've just got the information now.
Yeah,
Because surely Fabrizio Romano can't be a month earlier than them. That's a bit.
yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound, in a way. Yeah, why would they be so late? Obviously, the media follow Twitter accounts, journalists and stuff like that. It's been out there, like you said, about a month. Fabrizio said that about a month of the terms were agreed anyway. So why has it come out? Something must have happened. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might be an official bid. That's the only thing I can think of. But I think United have just been dilly-dallying with it's all about the upfront cost as well. So they must have said about, we give you 70, 80 million now, and then the rest in whether installments or add-ons, basically. Fair play to Dortmund. They don't have to, they don't have to. Why should they lower it? You know what I mean? So they stuck with their guns and said no. And they dug their heels in and basically said that no, we want this much up front. He's a quality player. You either pay or don't, or go for the substitute. So the rest of the players, like Diego Costa and that injury prone, all that business.
Yeah.
And obviously United, it's no secret that we want him.
Douglas Costa, not Diego Costa. I was like, where Diego Costa come from?
Oh, Douglas Costa, not
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh yeah, same thing. What do you call it? So yeah, I mean, fair play to Dortmund and that, but I think there has to be more to it. They can't be a month late. If that is the level of journalism out there, then forget it.
Well, basically, this is why I think, just based off speaking to these journalists of the last couple of weeks, by all means, check out our interviews with them. They give fantastic insight, especially all of the journalists we've had on have give fantastic insight. Of course, we had Phil on yesterday, so that's the most recent video. But obviously, check that one out. But this is my sort of thought process with this whole situation. For me personally, a lot of the guys that have been reported today, the English media, we've got James Ducker, Simon Stone. I can't remember if there's anyone else off the top of my head. Obviously, I'm assuming that practically all of them, any sort of English media outlet, all reported, so to speak. I think they've been briefed by the club. They normally get briefed by the club, meaning that the club not hires them, but gives them information, says, look, send this information out. This is what we want our fans. Basically. Yeah. So basically gets us excited, gets the fans excited, basically. That's what I'm thinking. I personally think that this is the exact information that they were aware of before with Romano. Hence, Romano said it a long time ago. So they were aware of this information. However, the club have now finally got over some form of an obstacle within the deal. And had it, as the wording was on the tweet, we've had a breakthrough. And that's why they've said to these journalists, look, brief, send this out. We're in a position now that we actually think this deal is going to happen. With the Romano thing, that information regarding the person terms was agreed a long time ago. He made that very evident. He's also tweeted and gone on record today saying the exact same thing. I said this ages ago, etc. But the reason it's been brief now is because the terms have been done ages ago, but the deal actually might get done now because they're trying to build that excitement. That's my personal thought. They're trying to build that excitement, hence why they've briefed all these journalists. Because obviously the fans have kind of gotten to a point now, including myself, like, honestly, God, yes, I want Sancho, of course I do, but honestly, God, it's just pissing me off because it's just so long and tedious and boring now. So this kind of builds that excitement again. A lot of fans have been on social media, oh, here we go, it's going to happen again. So that's the kind of thing that they're trying to do, obviously, to get as much, not exposure, but a limelight on this signing and be like, oh, look, we've signed someone. So, that's my thoughts on it. Obviously, let us know what you guys think. Do you think the Sancho deal is going to happen? Do you just think it's an absolute load of nonsense? This whole saga is an absolute joke. I think a lot of you probably have that sort of sentiment towards it. But in general, are you just fed up with it? Or do you actually think, no, there's a bit of truth in what's happening in the coming days? And just let us know in the comment section. We're going to move on from Sancho. We're going to talk about a couple of players that we actually have got. Martial in particular had a fantastic sort of game with France in particular against Croatia. I think the goal got taken off him, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it actually went down as an own goal, but he did get an assist. So I suppose for the own goal, you could technically say he got 2 assists. What your thoughts for Martial? I know you're a massive fan of Martial, so it's a bit of a stupid question. But going into the new season, what are your thoughts on him in particular? How are you feeling about him and potentially other players?
Well, I watched. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I watched the highlights of the France game. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about international football that much. But what I saw, I mean, he looked a bit nervous, you know. I mean, he looked a bit nervous. His touch, although he played really, really well, but you can tell about the way he was moving and stuff like that. He looked a bit hesitant at times. Even with his finish, it wasn't a clean Martial type of finish where he does for United, where he's like more confidence, more cool under pressure and that kind of thing. It was just like a half-hearted kind of effort, which obviously rebounded off the keeper and obviously probably given an own goal kind of thing. But even you tell by his facial expression as well, he's like, he didn't know whether to celebrate or not because he was like one of those. But yeah, I mean, I'm so happy for him to be back in the France squad. He looks like a player that they've proper missed. But one thing I did notice, he linked up really well with Griezmann. There was a proper good understanding there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Griezmann after what
Griezmann's a good Griezmann's link up is fantastic. I think that kind of goes up.
It was really good to see.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that might have opened the door. And I was like one of those kind of players that go, I don't want Griezmann anywhere near. But from what I saw yesterday, I thought, you know what, if that did happen, it won't be bad. Huh?
Sancho alternative, yeah.
No, Sancho's coming 100%.
You can't get Griezmann and Sancho. That's just ridiculous.
No. I'd rather have Sancho. I mean, obviously, because he's younger and everything, more potential in it, higher ceiling and all that business. But I mean, Martial, you're going back to Martial. Yeah, he's going to have an amazing season. I've said it in other podcasts. Everyone's probably ridiculed me like, what?
Check out the prediction videos.
But I mean, I'm not just chatting crap. Most of the time I am. But I mean, I actually believe that he's going to get a lot of goals. Obviously, if he has a full season without any niggles or any injuries with Rashford on the left, and if you do get Sancho, I keep on saying he's going to add 5 to 10 goals easy in all comps.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. You got Bruno and Pogba behind that, and you got Van de Beek coming on. I mean, what else do you need to say? And you got Greenwood there as well. So, you know, you're starting to build something amazing. And not Sancho. What do you call it? Martial is our number 9, and he's starting to play like a number 9 as well. He's starting to enjoy his game, know his role more. Solskjaer had a massive effect on him. I don't care what people say about Solskjaer, but with Martial and Greenwood and even Rashford to an extent, he's had such an effect because he's an ex-striker and an ex-great as well, legend of the club. So he's going to rub off in it, mainly on the strikers, then maybe midfielders. That's where probably someone like Carrick comes into it. But yeah, Martial, I'm expecting the golden boot to go to that kid. It's going to happen, man. I'm so happy for him.
Right, we just got a question here. Obviously, before we come back, there's a question for Jao Terao. Are you watching the under 21 v Salford? No, sadly, we are not watching that game. By all means, let us know. Yeah, exactly. Let us know how it's going. Akil seems to be the only person who's a fan, so we appreciate you, Akil. Just know you're getting a shout out again. But yeah, also another comment regarding what we discussed earlier. It sounds like United have been trying to get a COVID reduction on fee. Probably they have come into terms with Dortmund's evaluation and tried to make it look like the agent fees were holding back the deal. Yeah, I completely agree with that. You know, like it's just been using everything as a cover up because they don't want to come out just looking bad or in negative light. So that's why it fills me with more confidence that the deal will happen, because that was I don't want to say their cover story, but you saw with Dybala last season, you know, the reason we didn't sign it was because of his agent fees. Apparently, they were too extortionate. A lot of fans, me included, were saying, "No, what? We shouldn't be paying that much for Dybala's agent fees." It was like 20 million or something stupid like that. So, them saying that we've agreed agent fees now, whatever, so to speak, they can't go back on their word now because that's already been agreed. So, hopefully, that is a positive sign. Another comment here from Akil again. Griezmann has been wasted at Barca. Should have come to United 2 years ago. Fantastic player. I completely agree.
Yeah, 2 years ago I would have taken him.
Yeah, no, I'm a massive fan of Griezmann. I always have been. But of course, at Barcelona, things haven't worked out for him. But that doesn't matter to me because he's not our player, so I couldn't care less. Coming back to one of our own players, which is Anthony Martial. As you said, we all know you're a massive fan of his. Yeah, and then obviously regarding Martial in general, 1 second, we just got another comedy from Jao Terrell saying he's just subbed to the channel. First and foremost, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Can you tell us a bit more about channel? So yeah, regarding the channel, Master's got a smile on his face. Regarding the channel, basically, we upload Man United content, we upload podcasts. We've got a lot of podcasts at the moment in the works with a lot of journalists, highly credible journalists that work for Manchester United, actually. So if you want that, I wouldn't say in the know information, so to speak, but if you want that insight from somebody who works within the club as a journalist and gets all the information, meets the players on a regular basis and interviews them, then by all means stay tuned for that content. Also, we've got a lot of good content with a fantastic guest coming up every single day. We're going to have the previews, the watch-alongs, and that kind of good stuff. So all the United content, so to speak, stay tuned for that. Coming back to Martial, for me personally, I think he's going to get 25 goals this season. I think he's actually going to be a lot closer to the Golden Boot this season. I think a lot of people that I've spoken to, our rival fans, are massively disrespecting him. Saying that, oh, he's not good enough, or he's a one-season wonder. Not that you can say this is a one season. I think he had a very good season statistically, but I still know he can do better than this season for me personally in terms of his. I just think he's going to get better and better. Deschamps actually said, and I think it might have been Lloris actually, but Lloris might have said actually that we've seen a difference in Martial. It's quite noticeable in terms of his attitude, his confidence. He seems like there's a change in him. And Lloris actually said, I'm not sure if that's because of Oli, but it does seem like his relationship with Oli has definitely helped him. So that's coming out of Lloris's mouth, who's obviously a rival of ours.
Well, there you go. He was
Spurs. He's not going to be saying that. Although he's a compatriot, he doesn't need to be saying those things. They're big enough one of our players.
He's a good player, though.
Yeah, Deschamps again said a similar thing. Of course, he's left out Martial on numerous occasions, but he's was waxing lyrical, saying that Martial looks like a complete player. He's improving massively. He's improved massively, and he's starting to look like a proper number 9. For me personally, I'm not being biased. I genuinely think Martial is going to be the person to take that Giroud spot. And people can say, "Oh, Giroud's not fantastic," but in terms of his link-up play, I just think Martial is absolutely fantastic.
I saw him to me yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was Rob Blanchard that we had on the weekend said he's a bona fide number 9 now, and I completely agree with that. I couldn't have worded it better. Also, Rob Blanchard will be on tomorrow alongside some of the fantastic guests that we've got, such as Adam, who's on the watch-alongs regularly, Ade from Beats Corner, and of course, fan favorite Benji. So yeah, tomorrow's show will be fantastic.
Shout out to Benji.
Yeah, absolute Benji. I bet if you haven't seen yesterday's podcast, just skip to the end. Benji was absolute jokes. Anyways, got a comment from Adam, Zayshan, Dom, also, basic on the watch-alongs. Them 40 tops you guys are wearing are nice compared to the shit that United have produced as the third kit. Pure garbage.
Hey, I was going to buy that damn third kit.
Listen, we've actually got the new tops. Mine's over there. I don't know. Wes has got it. If you are interested in getting a new top, courtesy of ourselves, completely free. The link is in the description, okay? You can enter the competition. You don't have to do anything in terms of money. Anything is completely free. Watch the video. We'll explain exactly what you need to do. But yeah, regarding the third kit, yeah, we'll touch about that shortly because obviously I want to stay on topic. Got another comment from Mr. Bean. I'm sorry I've forgotten your name, bro, but well, hello there, Mr. Bean. Why some fans are so sure that Sancho's deal won't happen is beyond me.
It's done. It's just a matter of time, man. It's a matter of time.
No, I keep moving my camera around. I really do apologize. But regarding the Sancho deal, the reason some fans are skeptical is because we've had things like this in the past. For me personally, I'm still pissed off the fact that we didn't buy Bruno in summer last year. It has a lot of similarities to the Bruno deal in the sense that we're just faffing about over a quality player that would massively enhance the team. And you just need to pay the money, basically. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else left for the deal to be completed. It's just a matter of paying the money. Jao Tirao has said Hannibal Medri has scored. As Pugamal has scored as well, so 2-0. Wasi, I know you're a massive fan of Hannibal. You've been asking for him. Every time we do a journalist, you always ask about the youth player. So let's just talk about them briefly.
It's an important question, I think.
I'm throwing it to you. What are your thoughts on Hannibal and some of the other guys? Do you think any of those guys will get in? He's mentioned Garner, Led, Mengi. Obviously, it's the full lineup there. But
Levitt.
Yeah, Levitt. I think Levitt and Garner, if I'm not mistaken, are likely to go on loan. Levitt is
I think he's gone. I think it's Garner gone to Blackburn Rovers, I think.
One of them's gone to Blackburn. Let us know in the chat which one it is, Garner.
Garner's gone to Blackburn, I think.
I thought Levitt's gone to Charlton, if I'm not mistaken. Let us know in the chat. Obviously, because we're probably wrong in that. But anyways, coming back to the initial question, what are your thoughts on the youngsters? Is there anyone you think that can break through? Again, in the chat, let us know if you think anyone might be able to get through into the first team.
Yeah, I mean,
League Cup, etc.
This comment I've been keep on pointing out as well, because it's
Yeah, you
like,
said it a lot.
because we've got Greenwood come through, obviously thanks to Solskjaer, and Williams. Yeah, obviously Williams might need a bit more time. He might need to go on loan. I don't know,
Yeah, Levitt's
but
at
I
Charlton
think,
also.
I mean, you need to because otherwise under 23s keeps on getting bigger and bigger, the squad, and obviously
Yeah.
under 21s and 23s, that kind of age bracket. So what happens to these players? They kind of get wasted or moved on and stuff like that. I think there has to be a couple in there that are actually really, really good gems. Like even today, they bought one of the guys from Atletico, the striker. I forgot his name.
The
Alejandro?
16-year-old, I don't know his name at all.
Yeah,
So
but I mean, it's the first time they actually got a striker, because they're not many strikers come through. It's usually midfielders and defenders actually. So
yeah,
it's
that's true.
interesting to get a striker. And I don't know. I mean, I've not seen nothing of him. I mean, and even those are the two wingers we got as well from the ones
It
from
was,
Barcelona.
no, that striker that we signed, knowing our board, they'd be like, oh, we've replaced the Gala, don't worry, come January. He'll be
Do you know what? If
17
he's
in
good
January.
enough, you don't know, because look, he's from
Yeah, it's true.
Atletico. They're gonna have that certain brand of football. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
Madrid
true.
wanted him. He can't be. He can't be average. He's gonna be something, isn't it? And those
16,
Real Madrid, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, look at Greenwood, 18 now, isn't he?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that it matters, but what
All
I'm
right.
saying is in terms of, he's still young and I don't want to put any pressure on him or like even
Yeah. I
contemplate
mean,
him.
no, you're right. I mean, if you can get him alone, like Garner, Levitt, like you said, Levitt and Charlton, was it Ethan Laird needs a loan, I think, as
Yeah,
well.
I think a few of them, man.
Mengi, I wouldn't loan out, because I think Mengi you need
What
to
about,
keep
yeah, go on,
on the
sorry.
fringe. I think. Go on.
What about Hannibal Medri as well? He's another one that I massively tower. The thing
Yeah.
is with him, right? He's obviously a midfielder. I've not seen him live or anything. I've just seen clips. Of what I've seen, he looks sensational talent. We saw what happened with Gomez. A lot of United fans, including myself, massively disappointed that he didn't get the opportunity.
That's it. If you miss the boat, you miss the boat.
I just think with him, it's going to be difficult for him to break into the team because midfield is one position, well, as in the whole, in general, midfield, that sort of area, we're fully stacked. And in terms of opportunities, it's difficult to give him an opportunity this season because, Fred and McTominay are going to be struggling for games.
Yeah.
Potentially, just say McTominay as an example. And he's been in and around the first team for a while, like a couple of seasons now. I would say he is an established first team squad player, so to speak. And if he's struggling to get in the team and he's someone that's actually showcased stability, it's going to be different for someone of Hannibal, to come in and obviously break that. I think for me personally, I don't think this will happen, but I think a lot of the guys do need a loan. I'm happy that Levitt's gone on loan. I'm happy to hear Garner is going to go on loan if he hasn't already agreed one. I think you might be right with Blackburn. I think a lot of them do need to go on loan.
Chong gone on as well. Chong.
Yeah, of course, I've got my Chong.
Well.
Where the Bremen seems like he's got off to a good start. Hopefully that continues. But I just think for me personally, the case for a lot of these is that I don't know if they're not loaning them out because they need players in the youth team. Like, I know that sounds like a ridiculous statement, but
yeah, I think they do. I think you're right.
I don't know if there's any truth to that because I do feel like they want to be somewhat competitive at that level, and they are playing first team football in the under 23s, under 21s. But I don't know. For me personally, that's what I would do. Obviously it seemed that you agree. It seemed that most of the people in the comments agree as well with that. Let's just come on with the kit because everyone's taking the piss of it. Akil's saying Sancho's probably seen the third kit, that's why he's delaying the move. Was first, second, or third kit, which one's your favorite? I know you've got the second one, but let's rank them in order. What you're saying? Which one's your favorite? Which one's which one's in third for you? Which is in second? Which is in first?
Okay, so third will be the home kit, the red one.
Right, okay, just to clarify, he's put the red kit in third. Right, why is the red kit? Why is that in third? Was like out of all the other kids?
Because when I was a kid, I used to go to like secondary school and stuff. I remember it looking bang on like the seat covers of those buses, and it just reminds you of that. Someone said it about bus covers, and I was like, "What?" Yeah. And then I actually came to my head and thought, "It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the best home kit I've seen. It's all right. It's just all right."
I think it's disgusting, and I've got to be honest. I just think it's overdone. Like, look at again. I don't want to compare it to other teams, but look how slick Arsenal's kits are, right? Even Liverpool's, maybe not this year, but last year, their kit was gorgeous, right? And then Adidas just pull out one of the worst designs I've ever seen in my life. Just slick it up, man. Nice red with the white stripes or black stripes on it. Adidas stripes. Just keep it simple, man. They're trying to be too
You
smart.
want a Sheffield United? What's he? You want? Sure, you don't want a Sheffield United game?
No, I'm on about the Adidas strap, not the actual strap. Don't start that shit off again. But for me personally, there's no brainer, lads. Let us know which one you think is the worst one. It has to be that shit zebra kit. Possibly.
Easy,
One
Tiger.
second. Generally, hand on heart here, I think it's the worst Man United kit I've ever seen in my life. It's flipping vile. I've seen some shit kits in my time, but that is disgusting. Could they not bring out like the blue kit that was sensational in the Champions League when Ronaldo scored that free kick? And a kit like that, why the flip will be pulled out of this bullshit and try to brand it as modernized and some shit like that?
The only thing I think of is like, because it must have been in Pogba's contract, because he goes, I'm going back to Juventus. He goes, listen, we'll bring a black and white kit out. He's kind of like Juventus, but the other way around.
If he starts playing like the Pogba as Juventus, I'll take everything I said back. But which one's your...
Van de Beek's the pillow.
Oh my God. Which one's your second favourite kit then? So what are you going for?
Second favourite kit is, the zebra one. The zebra one, obviously.
Wow, okay. Right, okay, I don't even want to hear reasoning for why that's not last. But
it's very arty. You either like it or you don't. Simple as that. You can't.
It's disgusting.
Either hate it, Marmite, and Marmite.
It's not Marmite. It's worse than Marmite. If you like it, you're probably blind.
Akia, I know Akia likes it. Time to comment. Akia definitely likes it.
Oh God, he has an Eastern ambassador as well. Anyways, so for me personally, it has to be the red kit second, only because it's not as shit as the white one, and then obviously the black one first, which obviously doesn't go around. Right, let's go back to the players. Let's talk about the players. Obviously Rashford has been sort of given an award for his fantastic work within obviously with the sort of feeding the hungry, such as the poverty or whatever you want to class it as. So he's done unbelievable work, but besides what he's done off the pitch, let's talk about football in general. So what are our expectations for our front three? So what do you reckon for the front three this season? What do you think? What do you expect from them coming into the new season?
I expect big things, and obviously it's all about if they can keep fit in it, because we had an injury to Rashford last season, and also an injury to Martial. But when they played together, they played amazing. Greenwood's kind of breakthrough season, really. He was such a good addition at the end, and some of the goals he scored were so key. So obviously he needs to kick on from that. Greenwood needs to just keep on doing what he's doing, just grow. And physically, he looks actually stronger, which is a good sign, I think. Yeah. Think about Greenwood; he can play on either side as well, which is really good to see as well. All three of them can, they're quite versatile.
Yeah, that's the best thing. That's the best thing about it. Obviously, very fluid front three, which is what you want to see at the club, really.
Yeah, I mean, the more you play, it's a bit like the Liverpool front three. The more you play, you start understanding each other's games and that. I mean, we already saw hints of it. Rashford's level dropped a lot at the end of the season.
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
Yeah, which was a bit worrying to see as well. I kept on saying, this is the game he needs to play well on. I kept on saying until we ran out of games. We ran out of games. So I don't know what kind of Rashford's going to turn up. Hopefully he's had a bit of a rest. I know he's got a bit of an ankle problem, so hopefully brushes that aside. But I don't know. I mean, I want Sancho to come in, but is it going to disrupt anything?
No, absolutely not.
Obviously, it adds to the squad depth. Quality is going to be mental, but does it disrupt Greenwood?
No, because if Rashford's having a poor game, which is like you've just alluded to, he's had a lot of poor games. He'll actually get substituted off now,
which is good.
He's got Greenwood on the bench, so we have to make sure we deal with that situation, because at the moment you're seeing people like Rashford being played during bad form. Sometimes you just got to take the player out, give him a couple of games on the sides. Give substitute cameos, build their form back up, because he was just getting played and he was absolutely dropping disaster class, and that was just making things worse for him, really, to be honest. Jao Tirao saying Umbro did nice kits. To be fair, they did. That was a while back, but they're all the classic ones, really, aren't they? The Nike ones were good, to be fair. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got that Nike one. They're all right. I've never liked Nike as a brand.
This Adidas kit is nice. Obviously, I'm quite a fan of this one. I suppose the badge is absolutely disgusting.
I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna add something to the strikers. I mean, we don't score enough like tap-ins and dirty goals or scruffy goals. Like we score like worldies kind of thing, like you see in the goal of the month kind of business. They're all spectacular goals from edge of box, all sorts of angles, not many headers as well. But from what I want to see from the front three, get those kind of tap-ins as well. Like those proper. I want to see Martial score those striker goals. But Solskjaer keeps on saying to him that you need to get into those areas where you can get those kind of goals. It's all about movement. Rooney had it. Rooney was one of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah,
with the way he just move about and just move the defender and just kind of sell him kind of dummy kind of thing and just get in front of him. It's just that instant. It's very like a minute time. But you either have it or you don't. You probably can't develop it. You're a coach, innit?
You can't develop it. It's just a repetition.
Was it instinct? I don't know.
Well, obviously some parts are instant. When you score a rebound and that kind of thing, strikers anticipated it, dropping, etc. That's definitely instinct. But in terms of little minute movements, which you're referring to, obviously running in front of the man, that's definitely something you can work on the training ground. You sit there. For example, he sits Rashford down to the side. Gets an iPad out. Has him to the side. Says, "Look, this is what you've been doing. This is what we need you to do. Just draw an arrow to where it needs to go." It's very easy. Obviously, it's not something that they're gonna just learn straight away. But with repetition in training, you can definitely improve that. It's just intelligence, really. Movement is all about intelligence. Obviously, Solskjaer was absolutely phenomenal at that. He's a poacher, so to speak. You've seen with Raheem Sterling under Pep the improvement he's had in terms of his intelligence. He's a movement. A lot of people say he's just a tapping merchant. I suppose I kind of said that for banter, but a lot of those tappings, you've got to be in the right place at the right time. And if you do it 5, 6, 7, 8 times, it's not a coincidence that you're in the right place at the right time. That's down to anticipating the play, anticipation of where the ball's going to come. And that's down to intelligence, and you've got to respect Raheem Sterling for that. And that's down to Pep, I would assume, with the work he's done with him. So it definitely can be taught. Obviously, whether we've got someone who can teach him that is a different story. I believe in Ali to teach any of our strikers in that sense, because like we mentioned, he's absolutely phenomenal. Jao Chirao, I do apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, by the way. He's said Rashford's been playing with injuries. I think that's definitely right. Got another question from Akil saying, do you think we might see a diamond against Palace? Obviously, we will be doing a match preview for that next week, so obviously stay tuned for that, where we will have guests on. We're going to try and get a Palace fan on, but I currently know any, so we'll see what we can do. But yeah, just going back to the comment, do you think we might see a diamond against Palace if Rashford is not fit? Matic, Pogba, Bruno and Van der Beek all-star. Personally, I don't think we have the full-backs to play a diamond. You've basically asked the question and answered the question. The reason we can't do that is because we haven't got full-backs. Because in a realistic situation, right, this is just a hypothetical. So what you would do in a diamond, so to speak. So you've got Matic in the base, and you've got Pogba and Bruno. What's the name? Van der Beek playing as 8, and then Bruno, and then obviously the 2 strikers. In this case, Martial and Greenwood, because as you mentioned, Rashford might be injured. So if you've got attacking fullbacks, you've pushed attacking fullbacks up, so you'll be playing basically a 2-3-2-1-2. So what that is you'll have 3, and then Pogba and Van der Beek almost making it a 5 midfield. So you'll have almost like a 2-5-1-2 when you've got the ball. So the fullbacks will be pushed up, and then Pogba would obviously cover, and Matic would cover them. So it's almost like you're playing 2 or 3 different formations in one. If
that takes a lot of work.
It does take a lot of work on the training ground, but that's what you see what Pep's team do. They almost play with 2 centre-backs. Obviously, of course, they play with 2 centre-backs. But what I'm saying is they don't play the full-backs as the defenders. They play the full-back as wingers, and they give us the width. So you'll have like almost like a Van der Beek and Pogba's pushing in to a midfield 3, potentially, or obviously depending on the situation, we've got the ball or not. It could definitely work if we had the fullbacks, but sadly we haven't got them. But it would be fantastic because we would control the game. We'd have the likes of Van der Beek, Bruno and Pogba on the pitch, all unbelievable talent against a lesser team. That Palace, you could get away with playing Fred as well. So you have all ball playing midfielders.
That would be decent, actually, to pull it off.
Obviously, then you'd have 2 strikers in Martial and Greenwood that won't necessarily need to drift too far wide. They can stay very central because, of course, the fullbacks are playing as the wingers.
That's the thing, isn't it? You don't want them to. It was against Everton we did it last season.
Well, I can't remember.
We didn't have the personnel there, but
Bruno was playing as a false 9, basically, to cut long story short.
But he wasn't too bad as a false 9, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's
He
not
was,
about Bruno. No,
yeah, but there's
I
too
didn't
much
like
space
it.
between the strikers, isn't it? You leave too much of a gap. He
Yeah,
has to
but
do
it
it all
wasn't
on his
even.
own. Yeah,
Yeah, but we're using the strikers for our width. You know, your fullbacks have to
yeah. You
offer you
can't.
that width.
That's what the fullbacks come into.
Yeah, so to answer that question, Akil, you can't answer it yourself. I don't think we've got the personnel to currently do that. If we had a Hakimi from Dortmund, obviously he's not a Dortmund, now he's at Inter Milan. If we had a Hakimi, then that would have been fantastic for us. He would have been able to do that. I suppose Luke Shaw, Reguilon, Tellez, one of them three
Yeah,
potentially could do
Regulon's.
that role. Reguilon would have been the ideal candidate for that, just in terms of his attacking prowess. So for me personally, we can't do it at the moment. But what's to say we can't at least try out against a Leicester team, a team that's realistically going to park the bus and try to squeeze him. I'm trying to remember who we did against. We might have done it against Sheffield United, where we sustained pressure. I suppose against Bournemouth to an extent as well. But the Sheffield United game, but we beat them 3-0. We sustained pressure even when we were 3-0 up. You know, we still had them packed in our own box. And the Sheffield United, very well organized team. So we can definitely do it. We've seen us do it. We've seen Ollie do that tactically. It's just whether he wants to take that risk, because it is a massive risk, especially when you've got someone like Maguire who hasn't got recovery pace. There's a potential he might get exposed there in that situation. So that's kind of where I don't know if Ollie's thinking about that, taking that into consideration as well. But whilst I want to talk about the dead wood in particular, just obviously to wrap things up, so to speak. There's been again a lot of rumors on social media. A lot of this I don't think is true. However, I'll see what your thoughts on. Smalling does seem like he's going to go to Roma. We did a video on that a couple of weeks ago, so we were quite early on that news. Not to say we're in the know, but I've always felt that was always going to be a deal that's going to happen. Hence, we did the video. But just regarding Jones, Rojo, I can't remember who the other one was. I think it might have been Smalling, but it looks like that deal's going to happen. There's a lot of speculation that we might give Rojo an opportunity in the squad, because we're not looking for a centre-back, or we're not prioritising a centre-back for whatever reason. Obviously, Rojo is a left-sided centre-back. Of course he is. Well, can't even believe I'm having this convo. But what are your thoughts? Also in the comments, there's a couple of you watching. Let us know what you think regarding that. I'm sure I can already imagine what you're thinking. But
No, actually, you probably can't. I think it's going to go two ways. Ollie's playing a clever one. When you put something in the shop window, you have to obviously make it look like that it's worth buying. So basically, when you say that he's good enough to be in our team, you're almost like saying, you know what? Remember what he said about Sanchez not too long ago, where he said, can't wait to have him back. Can't wait to have him back. And he's going to be ready to go. We give him another chance. Chance where? He's in free and Inter. So,
that's true.
I mean, it's going to go two ways. And obviously, if he's genuinely saying it, Rojo, he actually has been doing well in training. Fair enough. I mean, I don't mind. You know what? I don't really mind Rojo as a backup. But I love his passion.
No.
I mean, if you're not gonna get a replacement, then you need bodies, Azzy. I'm telling you now, you need bodies. If you're not gonna get a replacement, or you're not gonna bring someone like Mengi through, then you're gonna have to.
That's what Jauter was saying.
I would get rid of him.
He said give Mengi a chance. Okay, so you said
I'll give Mengi a chance.
You said Rojo, basically. You'd give Rojo a chance in the squad, is that you said?
No, I mean, if we're not going to bring any players in, you have to keep the bodies. I'm sorry, but even if they're not good enough, I won't keep Jones. He can go. I'll come in for Jones. Forget Jones. But Rojo, I think Ollie's doing a bit of a tactic there, trying to make him sound better than he is, so he can get him out.
I don't know. I don't agree with that tactic thing. I think that's a load of shit. I think we just can't
we'll
sell
see.
him. No one wants him. But for me personally, this is my defense. So bear in mind, you've got to put Rojo in this now, because you've just said what you've said. So you realistically only want 4 defenders. I'm giving the chances to Lindelof and Maguire, of course. Sadly, our top 2, Bailly 3rd, Tuanzebe 4th, and then the 5th one has to be Mengi for me. If we ever get down to the stage that we've got a couple of injuries, which I'm assuming Bailly and Tuanzebe are going to get injured at some point. Tuanzebe's not fit as it currently stands. Anyway, so same for you. Who's your 5?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep the same as you actually. But the thing is, like I keep on saying, is like, if we don't bring anyone in, then I mean, what happens with Rojo? I mean, I'd much rather get rid of him. Don't get it twisted that I don't get rid of him. Him and Jones need to go, and Smalling obviously needs to go. We need to cash in, basically, innit?
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, I don't know. he's not going to get a game anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those backup of a backup kind of thing.
Yeah, I get you.
First to
Listen,
get rid of him, but
yeah,
if you don't,
we're gonna wrap it up there because I've just got a text from one of our guests that he can potentially actually come on now in about 15 minutes. Obviously, I'll chat to you about that off camera, but stay tuned for that because hopefully we're gonna have a fantastic journalist because he's just replied to me very shortly. But listen, I just want to say if you're still watching, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you are new.
subscribe, guys. Come on.
Do what Jao Terrell's done and get yourself involved in the comments.
Thank you, Jao.
Yeah, we appreciate it, bro. Obviously, we're a community channel at the end of the day. You know, we're not massive. You know, we're not big. We're trying to build a community, but at the same time, we don't want to ever lose, you know, that community feel to it. So we want to get you guys as involved as we possibly can. As I mentioned at the start of the show, make sure you check the link down below if you want to win a free shirt. Like I said, it's free to enter. You don't really need to do anything in the video. It tells you exactly what you need to do. Very straightforward. A lot of you have already done it, which is subscribe to the channel, so you probably don't need to do much else. Yeah, apart from that, obviously stay tuned. Like I've already mentioned, we've got a couple of good shows coming for you and hopefully a journalist special shortly as well. Apart from that, it's been your host Usmaan. Peace in a bit. Thank you very much, Ross.